Yesterday, the president visited the National Interagency Fire Center in Boise, Idaho, then toured the damage caused by wildfires in California. Nearly 2 million acres have already burned in that state this year, thanks in large part to dry vegetation from severe drought. The president says it's time for all of us to face facts.
No, we can't continue to try to ignore reality. President Obama used to always kid me. I say, reality has a way of working its way in. Well, the reality is we have a global warming problem, a serious global warming problem. And it's consequential. And what's going to happen is things aren't going to go back to what they were. It's not like you can build back to what it was before. It's not going to get any better than it is today. It only can get worse, not better.
The president's words aren't exactly matching his actions on climate change, according to the president of the Center for Western Priorities. Jennifer Racala, the executive director of the group, wrote this opinion piece for Monday's edition of the Denver Post. In it, she says Biden has not used the full power of his office to enact climate change policies. Racala wants the White House to reform the U.S. oil and gas leasing program. She says despite Biden's messaging on climate change, his administration is ready to auction drilling rights to more than 700,000 acres of land in Colorado and Wyoming. According to the White House, there are already 62,000 Coloradans working in the clean energy industry, and there are 33,000 electric vehicles on the road in our state. But those are far from the kind of wholesale changes the energy industry needs to make in order to address climate change. Alice Madden, the executive director of the Getches-Wilkinson Center for Natural Resources, Energy, and the Environment, says now is the time for the president to take bold action.
Climate change is no longer some vague, distant threat. It's here and now. The Build Back Better, which he has been talking about, is really about rebuilding the American economy so it's cleaner, stronger, and brings more opportunity.
Now for a closer look at climate change and the effects we've been feeling in Colorado, here's Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson.
The changes that we are seeing with a warmer world are definitely being seen here in Colorado, and we've had plenty of observations of it in recent weeks with the number of days above 95 degrees. As a matter of fact, from going back to the 1970s to the present time, we have at least 15 more days of 95 degrees or hotter in the Denver area than we had prior to that time. And this is due to a warming climate. With that warming climate, the increase in carbon dioxide is the main driver. We've had a lot of bad air quality in Colorado over the course of the summer from particles of smoke coming from the western wildfires, and it appears that we'll see even more of that in the decades to come as more of the really bad air quality days are expected across the northern Rockies, the Pacific Northwest, and down into Colorado as well. All of this is connected to the increase in carbon dioxide in our atmosphere from the burning of fossil fuels. Not only the fires and the heat waves and the droughts, the increased tropical activity that we've seen across much of the world, the shrinking Arctic ice as well. And a good way to think about this is that each molecule of carbon dioxide is kind of like a feather in a down comforter. When Earth's energy or terrestrial energy moves back through that, reflecting at outer space, that carbon dioxide molecule does a little wiggle that actually redirects that energy back down, essentially trapping it from going out into space. And so we've seen about a 2.5 degree temperature rise, that's in degrees Fahrenheit, in the last 70 years as that carbon dioxide continues to increase. And with that, in the West, hotter, drier conditions, more fires. In the Midwest, hot conditions, but also stronger storms, both regular rainstorms and tropical storms. And that also continues out across the eastern part of the country and in many parts of the world. We're continuing to see these changes, which are in line with what scientists have told us for decades we would see with a warmer world. Increased cooling demand, the days with temperatures above 65 degrees. A lot of people said, boy, back in the day, we didn't have air conditioners here in the Denver area or across Colorado, but not only in other parts of the country that are hotter and more humid, but here in the West, we're seeing more homes built with air conditioning because of the hotter conditions. Western wildfire frequency continuing, seeing many examples of that over the course of the summer. And basically, this is the key thing. What do we do about it? And that is the trajectories we take as far as cutting back on greenhouse gases, primarily carbon dioxide and methane, and the choices that are made by governments can determine the curve that we will have as far as additional warming coming up in the decades to come.
For a deeper look at the impacts of climate change, we now turn to a new report from the World Bank. That report finds that as many as 216 million people may have to migrate over the next 4 decades due to intensifying weather conditions. That projection is a worst-case scenario under current climate policies. Researchers say we can't avoid climate migration, but actions to reduce greenhouse gases, close development gaps, and restore ecosystems could reduce the number of people moving by 80%. In the western U.S., the Colorado River is a lifeline for numerous communities, but hotter and drier weather caused by climate change has dropped water levels to record lows, forcing water managers to declare the first ever water shortage on the river. Jesse Cohen spoke with climate leaders about how much worse this situation could get.
I got this one.
Calling this a struggle would be an understatement.
For both recreational and commercial trips that are operating here on Cataract Canyon, takeouts are everything.
But it's the only option to get in and out of the Colorado River.
It's not safe to get a vehicle close to the water's edge.
You guys good?
You used to be able to back a truck into the water off this ramp, but the river has completely changed.
Because the river isn't even supposed to be right here. The river is supposed to be way over on that other side of the wall.
River scientists say it's a result of decades of droughts and the creation of the reservoirs, only made worse by climate change.
As Lake Powell continues to drop lower, we're worried.
I think we're good.
The river runs through 7 states and Mexico.
We have a river that 40 million people are dependent on.
Predictions show for every degree Celsius that it warms up, the Colorado River will lose 20% of its flow.
Current projections say that we may be 2 degrees Celsius warmer. That could be 40% of the river. And if someone cut 40% out of your paycheck, you would have to make some big changes in your life.
This is Haight, Utah.
Did you guys have a feeling for just how truly in the middle of nowhere this is?
And this was once the upper end of Lake Powell, one of the country's 2 main reservoirs.
What are the biggest things facing this area and this body of water right now?
The declining levels of Lake Mead and Lake Powell, which together are at about 30% full, is an enormous crisis in water supply management.
River scientist Jack Schmidt has been doing research here for decades, but he's never seen the river this low.
And the problem is when the reservoirs are at 30% full, now there's no buffer.
No buffer means we have few options.
Reducing consumptive use to match inflow is the single thing we have no choice but to do right now to deal with this.
It's what he says needs to happen to supply those who rely on the Colorado. However, it's not nearly as simple as that.
The level of change is so drastic that you just can't help but shake your head and think that we didn't get it right.
Mike Dehoff, the principal investigator of the Returning Rapids Project, knows this land better than most.
We're watching a river recover itself like it nowhere else on the planet.
His project focuses on documenting the recovery of the river resources once inundated by a full Lake Powell.
And our question was, when's the next rapid coming back? Where is it going to be? Is it going to be the same place it was? Is it going to look the same as it was before the dam or not?
The lower levels of water have allowed them to discover resources beneath.
Part of our Returning Rapids project, we have found cultural sites that were underwater and under the mud that are coming back out.
Those guys are making it appropriately much harder to just casually say, well, if we have more water this year, let's put it in Lake Powell. What they're doing is causing pause, right? Because putting more water in Lake Powell means drowning all these things that have popped out.
And Mike will argue maybe refilling Lake Powell isn't the answer. He says there's a better way to store water while holding on to the river's resources.
Lake Powell is going away and the Colorado River is taking back its corridor.
How does it make you feel to say that?
Proud. Yeah.
In Haight, Utah, with photojournalist Drew Snadicki, I'm Jesse Cohen reporting.
Now we want to hear your thoughts on the president's climate agenda. Should he be doing more to slow the rapidly changing climate? Send us an email to 360@thedenverchannel.com.